So Bobby Mtaung has revealed the fact that Kaizer Chiefs did not offer Pitso Mosimane a job. They did not. They were not rejected by him because they never tried to get him in the first place. And we're going to talk about that and the other things that he revealed in this interview with the Sunday World. Yes. And here, we're not talking about some rumors. No, it was actually an interview that Bobby Mtaung gave. So let's talk about the other things as well. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pelo, I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Khosi Football Club, Puglam, Sondela. So, he said that we have never engaged Pitso, not even a proposal. And I know some of you are obviously saying, yeah, we kind of knew this. We kind of did, reason being we know that with Kaizer Chiefs, our lovely, beloved club, they do not like coaches like Pitso Mosimane. And I mean it not because he's a bad person, but because of the personality that he has. He's like a person who comes in, look at what he did to Sundowns. He comes in, he takes charge. He's the coach, he's the football manager. Obo Bobby would have to move aside and give Pitso what he wanted at Chiefs. And when last did we hear a coach saying, oh, I went to Chiefs and they let me do whatever that I wanted. So it was never going to happen for Pitso. And knowing that Kaizer Chiefs do those things, then Chiefs were never going to allow him to do those things in the first place. So while we're all screaming and looking at his record and thinking, oh my God, this man has won multiple Champions Leagues in 2 different countries. This man has gotten a team that was relegated to the 2nd division in Saudi and gotten them to the Saudi Pro League. Chiefs were just sitting there, sipping coffee or drinking whatever they were drinking. And babugen besangana Twitter bethi sign Pitso. So they were just chilling and they didn't even. And his reason for this, he says that the main reason for this is because, let me read, I don't want to say and make up things. He says, stability is the priority. That's their priority, to have stability in the team, which I get. It's a fair point. It's a fair point because they already fired a coach, which is weird because they're the ones who brought instability by removing the coach, was already used to the system, and they replaced him with a coach who's similar or worse than him. In case of Unsegi, was actually worse than Uzwane at that point because Uzwane had been with the players and they kind of had the same experience of winning because neither of them had won anything. So they made this whole thing unstable or unstable, and at the end of the day, when they fired the coach, the instabilities even got worse. And after that, they were like, we don't want to make this thing even worse now, do we? And because of that, they did not appoint a new coach. Instead, they kept to Cavin Johnson. And that's kind of their story. They want to keep Cavin Johnson until the end of the season. Reason you ask? It's the same reason. We do not want, let me read. They say that coaches come with their own demands. And here he was referring to mid-season. Coaches come with their own demands. Which got me to say, hey, that's interesting. You know why it's interesting? Because coaches do come with their own demands, especially mid-season. That or those demands of coming mid-season would kind of mess with the stability. Stability that they are talking about. So they do not want any instability in the club. But it also made me think coaches do come with their demands, whether it's the end of the season or the beginning of the season. Question is, Kaizer Chiefs, let me take my computer here and do this. If I take this thing, which I didn't prepare to put on a video, but I'm going to do it now. Kaizer Chiefs are currently in the log and they are sitting on 6th position, yeah? On 6th position with 24 points. And have played 16 games, 3 more games than Sundowns, who are leading the log. So my question is, would you rather bring instability to the team in January so that by June there is already stability? Or would you rather bring a coach in June and then cause instability in the beginning of the season, at the beginning of the season, and then start the season very bad like we did this season, and because of that we end up being out of the title race by match day 7. You get what I'm saying with this? Because their whole plan right now with Kaizer Chiefs is that let's keep Cavin Johnson and hope that it does well. Because if it does well, then we don't need to find another coach. But what if it doesn't do well? And people will say, Mpilo, but what if it does? Why are you being so pessimistic? No, I'm realistic. Because even Kaizer Chiefs, if I had Bobby Mtaung here and I said, Mnomzane, tell me, Mr. Bobby Mtaung, did you plan to make Cavin Johnson a head coach? If they secretly plan to make him a head coach, then I would understand. But that would also mean they lied to us fans and said they were bringing him for youth development. So in any way, Chiefs does not look good in this because they had a plan to bring this guy to develop or to make our development better. And then halfway, they changed their plans because things changed at the top. So now that means there's a vacant spot that they brought him in for. Or there's another story, which is they put him strategically close enough to the senior team, but not so close that it was obvious to us. Well, it was obvious to some of us that they were getting him ready to be a senior coach. But either way, Chiefs seems like it's either they set up Cavin Johnson to replace Unsegi, or alternatively, they just put him in as a coach in the interim, hoping that it does well, and then they can say, you see the results, they are good. To which I say, Mina, your plan was to get Nazareth Nabi, you didn't get him. Your plan was to get Cavin Johnson to youth, keep him there, and get a coach who's going to be the plan. Because if we make a plan, we must stick to the plan. If we have a vision, we stick to the vision. Because yes, if Cavin Johnson works, everyone is happy. He wins the Nedbank Cup. We finish number 2 in the league. We are going to play the Champions League. We are also, hey, we have a cup. It's great, right? But if it doesn't work, that means the thing that we could have started solving last year or this year, January, in this break of AFCON, we will now have to start again June and say, we are building. And if the coach, whoever the coach would have been, came now in January, then by June he would have had enough time with the players and then would just be reinforcing his squad. But now, if Cavin doesn't succeed, then we go to June, we're starting afresh again. So I want to ask you this question, and because they say they're not bringing in a new coach. I want to ask you this question. Do you, as a human being, as a Kaizer Chiefs fan, think it was a good decision for Kaizer Chiefs to not go after Pitso Mosimane while he was available, because now he's not available anymore, he's going back to Saudi? Do you think this was a good idea by Kaizer Chiefs? Do let me know down on the comment section below, and thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, equals Alpelumo.